Your self-esteem is already become a business. In fact, there's a multi-billion industry existing there. Magazine program tell you how to feel better about yourself, your future, your fortunes. However, after a decade of research, thousands of papers repeatedly show overwhelming majority of them just simply don't work. That sentence was just exactly a quote from this book. The author is Guy Winch. When Mr. Winch, he himself is a psychologist. He have one of patient. His name is Bo. Bo have really successful career. Everything material set up very well. However, come to personal, he's kind of struggle. He have no social circle, have a couple friends, but don't really treat him well. They go to the party without let him know. They take advantage of him, never pay him money back, or they flank the last minute when they supposed to hang out. But Bo himself have terrible times to even speak up about this issue to his friend. He feel he have some problem with his self-esteem. So he set up some programs. One of the main popular program he set up, which is lots of people also do, is positive affirmations. What it does is basically tell you to listen or say something out loud about your good fortunes, your goal or self-esteem. I'm able and capable, repeat next to your bed, and it correct your brain wave, some sort of. But the reason why Boo come to the therapy is actually he feel worse than before. And he's not a special case. Just like a lot of other people who listen to these positive affirmations, the secrets, it just left them feel worse and worse. One of the famous studies was conducted that they compare people using positive affirmation before and after, actually find none of them feel better about themselves or their fortunes. But there's shockingly a big number of people even lose motivation and feel worse about themselves. They lose self-esteem. And that really caught attention of the writer. So he tried to figure out two questions. Is first, why people keep paying money, time, and attention to doing it while it don't work? Second, why sometimes these programs, some people on the Instagram telling you, oh, have a good energy, feel like a queen today, will actually make you feel worse. Why it happens? I sure hear some nice word, it will help you and encourage you a little bit at least. So with these two questions, the author actually done a lot of research in the industry of psychology. They actually find that first, to the first question, if it don't work, why people keep buying it and pay attention and money into it? The reason why people keep investing into it is actually because a psychological term called cognitive dissonance. But of course, in another word, basically nobody wants to think they're stupid. It's like when you're short on money, you buy something that you're not supposed to, then you start justify. Oh, it's worth it, it's investment, People do the same thing to those programs. They actually change their brain, change their memory. They thought it was way worse before than they listened to the programs. They basically distort their memories, so they justify whatever they done is correct. Of course, there are some people realize it and move on, but there's another group of people actually believe this distorted memory are true. So the second question, it reveals an even bigger issue, is why people after hear some positive, even nurturing word, will actually feel worse. The main reason is because how people get persuaded. People only more prone to believe something that they already know or already believe. I believe the earth is flat. When I see the road is straight, it confirms my belief. But when someone tells me an idea that's completely opposite than mine, it don't really fit into my brain puzzles. It's that this piece is not just fit in. So what I do is after I do comparison, I throw out the terrible one that don't fit in, and I remember whatever rest even more. That's the reason why you see people arguing over political. They are two-party. This is what I think, A, B, C, D, E as evidence. Another person will be like, yeah, he's stupid. Because it's not fit into his puzzles. Whatever you said is not fit in. So what happened to people with low self-esteem is if they already think they're terrible, they're not able, you keep telling them, you're able, you're good enough, you're motivated. If everybody can win, why can't you be you? It only makes them feel worse. And the people's behavior could be drastic. They have one research study done. Is for those people with low self-esteem in college, when their roommates think better of them, they more prone to switch roommates. I don't want to be with you. And the scary part is in relationship. You 100% hear the couples. Lots of them will tell you, I'm not quite comfortable with compliments. Maybe you, at the moment, you feel good, but after all, you feel more distance. And that was clinic psychologist experiment was done and it showed that a lot of people with low self-esteem, after receive a compliment, they view their relationship way more negative than before. Because when you ask them why, they will tell you two answers. First, I feel that's their expectation and I have to maintain this effort. So I want to get away from him so he will lower his expectation. Second, people will say, oh boy, he gave me that compliment, he probably don't know me at all. That's not real me. So this group of people will intentionally show how screwed up they are and make the relationship more separate. And back to our case. When you have this audio that play all night long that's saying that you're good enough, you're able, you may be killing your motivation even more. And subconsciously, you may do something wrong. Just you can have something to blame on. For example, I'm sure you guys have every time there's something big happen, you have stomachache. Tomorrow have a big test or big presentation, you procrastinate. This is all the sign that subconsciously you try to mess the thing up so you have something to blame. Just because you feel there's so many non-true statements into your head and you try to mess it up on purpose. In the end, I want to mention this. For 5,000 years ago, when people have a fever, right, they headache, they have a cold, they don't understand what's going on. So what they do, they start doing some ritual, they start doing dancing, tapping, and saying what they want, saying what they wanted. Hopefully, my cold will go away. But 5,000 years later, today, whoever have a fever done that, you will think they're crazy. So what you should do, you should spot the problem, find a professional or useful information, cure it, and move on. So does self-esteem, guys. Today, clinical psychology is so developed. You don't need to do certain ritual, dance, and tap, and saying, wish for actions. You can find the problem, cure the problem, be happy with it, and move on. I don't want to mention specific name or technique that was everywhere. I don't want to block other people earning money. People try to shut people who can tell the truth down. But the reason why I share this video is actually beneficial to other people. And that's how we defeat ignorance in the society. And I hope you can share this to people you actually care. And that will be all for today's video. My name is Paul. I see you next time. Thank you.